Like, do you think that's safe to say for WWE? I can't think of a bigger one this year.
Yeah, like, okay, this one's a bit weird. First of all, I I think I've been seeing a bunch of your tweets lately on your Conman167 Twitter account
Mm-hmm.
from my Bob Zraslin, BOBSRASSLIN
Cheap
Twitter account.
plug.
Uh, I've been seeing your tweets about Nikki recently, and the more that I seen,
Brie.
no.
Oh, Nikki? Okay,
I've
all
been
right.
seeing your tweets about Nikki
Gotcha.
recently. The more that I'm seeing your tweets about Nikki, the more that I'm realizing, oh wow, and the more that I'm watching her, because when she was a dominant force in the WWE,
Mhm.
excuse me, I didn't watch much. So I'm watching her more and more, and I'm realizing, wow, she really is good.
Right?
And then the more that I watch Brie at the same time, I go, how are these twins so vastly different?
They are, right? And they the thing is also, they're vastly different, but they don't look that different. They are twins, other than a
Yeah.
couple little enhancement talents of their own. There's really not been that much difference to them. But
But their talent level in the ring, like
yeah,
Nikki is really good.
she's
And
solid.
everything that Brie does that I have seen, again, this is someone who has never really watched these two go much because I never watched it when it was their WWE women's division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Okay, so let me
so
jump in there though on that part. For somebody who has been watching it for a long time, Nikki Bella though used to be the weaker of the two. She used to be very, very much the weaker of the Bella twins. It was Brie Bella who was getting all the pushes and getting the limelight because she was good back then. She was fine for where she was and what the Divas division was all about. But nowadays, what she's doing in that ring is not cutting it.
no, I honestly think it's WWE partially thinking it's Daniel Bryan's wife.
Mm-hmm.
She's wrestled and like trained with him and blah 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 blah. She must know some and be good with some stuff. And it, on the aspect of the actual botch, the kick, we're obviously talking about the
Yes,
yes
if
kicks.
for anybody that didn't know what happened, Brie Bella was delivering a couple yes kicks like she does in most of her matches. Liv Morgan took the first one right to the face, and I think the kick was a little high on the first one, and it was mostly on Brie's shoulders to bear the blame. But the second one was a complete accident. Anyway, she took two kicks right to the face, and she was out cold on the first one and got crushed with the second one.
Well, I think the second one was worse.
Oh, the second one
Watching
was.
it,
Oh no, the second one was 100% worse. Like she got
yeah.
crushed with the second one, but she was out cold on the first one.
So here's my thing. You said like the first one was on Bree's shoulders. The second one was more of an accident.
Yeah, the second one was an accident because the way, and that's why you can't really blame Brie too much to the extent here because accidents do happen in WWE. She needs to be more careful. That's the main gist of it. She needs to, and like we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But essentially, what happened is the first kick knocked Liv Morgan out cold, and as she was falling, Brie hit the second kick and connected right on the face, and that I think is what gave her the concussion.
Yeah, so in my mind, from a different standpoint, I blame Brie more so on the second one
You blame her on the second one. Interesting. Okay.
because you need to be aware of
Yes.
what if you're looking and you go, oh, looks like she's coming down a little bit there. I need to hold up. Maybe I don't throw my second kick yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Be
Okay.
aware of what your partner is doing, right? Like
Yeah.
that is your dance partner. That is your like teammate essentially when you're in the ring with them. You
Mm-hmm.
need to be aware and know what is happening because their career, their health is in your hands, as is yours, theirs. So you need, and this goes for any wrestler. This goes for like any of the women in that match, any of the men on the roster, anyone, anything. You need to be aware of what your teammate is doing there and what your opponent essentially there is what's happening because like I think it's as easy as taking the first kick. Oh, no, no, kicked a little high. Yeah, I hit her a little bit high up. That's my bad. the second kick doesn't need to come in real hot and real quick like that. Just
Mm-hmm.
look at what your partner's doing, because even if she didn't hit Liv high on the first kick, even Liv, like, the way that people sell is different. Liv could have, like, sold that she kinda, like, ricocheted back and then leaned forward and then was gonna come back up on it. And still, even if she didn't get knocked out on that first kick, when she was coming back down, if it was just a selling thing, Brie needs to be aware of that.
Oh, she does. Yeah,
Any wrestler does.
any
And
wrestler.
that's the thing that and then what killed me later is, again, that knee looks so aggressive that she does, because I saw again later in the match too, I believe it was Ruby, the, like, running knee up against
Yep.
the
Yeah, the
bottom
Brie
right.
knee. Yep.
Yeah, the Brimo knee, it looks really tight. Like, and there's a difference between looking stiff and looking the issue that I have with that move is it's not done by a Daniel Bryan or Charlotte Flair or someone who has that type of experience, that, like, and knowledge of, I know that I can do this safe enough for my opponent. And the move itself, in my opinion, is remarkably dangerous,
Oh, it is.
because
It's so
it's
dangerous.
literally whiplash. You're literally immediately causing whiplash if you don't time it properly and hit it properly. And for someone who, in the 3 weeks, is it 3 weeks now? 4 weeks
It's
that she's been
yeah,
back?
3 or 4 weeks, something like that. Yep.
She's had about as many botches in those
She
weeks.
hasn't gone a week without botching since she's been
Yeah.
back. Yep.
So the kick itself, I put it, accidents happen, like you said, but I put a lot of blame on Brie strictly. Like, I read a tweet, I think it was from Daily DDT, saying if you blame Brie for that kick and you don't blame AJ for the botched Styles clash a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
like, that's not right.
Yeah,
But
that's a very good point there. And like, so I can jump into on that. And you know what? Like, yeah, if it's a one-off accident, like say AJ Styles that botched Styles clash a few years ago or whatever, that's one thing. Everything happens in there really, really quickly. Accidents do happen. I think the reason for the actual outrage for Brie Bella, though, has been, like we said, she's been back for 3-4 weeks, and every single week there's been something that stands out, whether it be her 2 botched suicide dives. Now she gave Liv Morgan a concussion. She slammed, I forget who it was, Zelina Vega, right, with that Brimo knee, and just crushed her in the face. She's been, I'm not gonna say that she's been careless, because I don't know what's going through her head, but she has not been the Brie Bella from years past, because at least the Brie Bella in years past, she could put on serviceable matches and not
safe, serviceable matches.
yeah, and not risk anybody in the ring, But since she's been back, it's been one thing after another, whether it's her own career being put in danger or whether it be, Liv Morgan's career. Injuries happen, and nobody should ever be mad for when a superstar accidentally, kicks a person in the face, they get a concussion, because that's what they sign up for the job for. This is
Exactly.
like, that is it. It's not okay because an accident happened, but it's an accident, and people got to look at it like that it's an accident.
Mm-hmm.
But when the accidents continue to happen, it no longer is just an accident, it's a problem. And when you have a problem, you got to address it.
Exactly.
And Brie Bella needs to address her problems right here. Otherwise, she is legitimately going to hurt somebody even worse. Well,
I agree.
what if, like, that knee that she hit on Zelina Vega, right? What if she crushed it even harder? What if she legitimately caved in the nose of Zelina Vega and gave her a concussion and there was blood everywhere, We saw that. We saw what can happen with a wrong time knee with Seth Rollins and John Cena years ago. It can crush the skull and the nose and everything like that of the person that you're hitting with the move. So you got to be extremely cautious. And
Yes.
Brie Bella needs to pick it up.